Ah, this is the person that we need to talk to. Alright, let's go ahead and get started with All Saints Wake, Adventurers Guild Investigator. The Fright Stuff. The Adventurers Guild Investigator is eyeing the festive displays with a healthy dose of suspicion. Oh my stars! Could it be the selfsame adventurer who helped keep wickedness at bay and transformed All Saints Wake from Night of Screams into a day of revelry? Yeah, I vaguely remember that. Thank the 12 for bringing you to us, for the fiends of the realm knock at our door once again, and we need a dauntless soul to help us ensure they don't tear it off its hinges. The host of this year's parade of horrors is a woman with a pumpkin for a head. I shudder to consider whether this is some elaborate costume or... No, perhaps it's best not to know. Her strange appearance makes my skin crawl, to say nothing of her underlings. Why, one might think that Continental Circus was come again, hiding their monstrous intentions behind the guise of celebration. We can be grateful that none have yet fallen under their spell, but I fear it's only a matter of time. We must act quickly to unearth their schemes. I would begin a thorough investigation at once, but I'm afraid my surveillance duties here prevent me from moving freely. That, my friend, is why I need you. Approach this pumpkin-headed witch under the flag of friendship, and offer your services to her ghastly celebration. If you catch even a whiff of foul deeds, I want you to put a stop to them before any innocents come to harm. Sure, dude. I knew I could count on you. Now then, you can find our quarry just across the way in the MK Amphitheater, where she is doubtless attempting to draw any and all passerby into her ungodly procession. Humor her for now, but take care not to fall victim to her honeyed words. Honey? I like honey. Anyway, let's go talk to this ghastly woman. Pumpkin-headed apparition. Interesting. Heh, it is you. I knew your arrival was inevitable. For any who once indulged in the revelry of All Saints Wake cannot resist a chance to relive their experience. I vaguely remember... No, I'm thinking of something else. Was last year the one where you transformed into other NPCs? I don't remember. Oh, such eagerness. When you're ever in need of willing hands to help with the festivities. Preferably with bodies still attached. Of course, I understand you have been tasked with bringing to light any inquiry on my part. But you know from experience that I am perfectly harmless, so you are free to conduct your little investigation if it pleases you. Together, I believe we can make this All Saints Wake into one that will be remembered for moons to come. Yet before we begin, allow me to illuminate the history of this event and our intentions here. On this most unhallowed of nights, the saints revel in their palatal heavens, and as their judgmental eyes become leaden from drink, the impure are free to feast and frolic without fear of punishment. In ages past, the common folk would rue the coming of this night and cower in their homes. That is, until the adventurers took it upon themselves to rid the streets of evil, thus turning the event into a celebration of your collected bravery. A joyous happening, to be sure. But what of the goblins, the ghost, and the gremlin? Unfortunately, there are many monstrous sorts who yet consider this night to spread fear like a plague. And so it struck me, what if All Saints Wake could be an occasion for celebration among mortals and monsters alike? I believe there is room for light in even the darkest of hearts. Please explain. I don't quite follow. Which brings me to the question of your involvement. I would have you aid a minion of mine named Papa Gruff in facilitating All Saints Wake that will allow yours and mine to join hands in mutual merriment. Wait, Papa Gruff? Doesn't he try and, kill people in the previous versions? In the previous iterations of this? Perhaps you know Papa Gruff, oh boy do I. He was once a void sent, so depraved that his kin spoke of him only in hushed whispers. But I have since shackled, or rather, politely reasoned with him to commit devilry no more. I fear the one who can tame the wild beast. Knowing of this formidable magical prowess, I have set him to work under the guiding words, frightened enough to tickle, but not to scar. Fear need not be an unpleasant experience, and Papa Gruff is doing his utmost to strike that delicate balance between felicity and fright. Not with much success, as I understand. I would love to proffer him advice myself, but I believe one such as you would know better what appeals to mortals of this city. Might you give our I can never remember how to say this. It's like Belagurd. Papa Gruff, a few words of advice? Sure. Thank you, truly. He should be putting on a performance near the Leatherworkers Guild at present. Assuming he has yet to be chased from Gridania's borders, please speak with him and give him my encouragement. Gladly. Alright, let's go check out and try to find Papa Gruff and tell him to stop scaring people. Or at least, like, tone it down a little bit. Where is he? Of course, he's over there, underneath the bridge like he was before, I think. Hello, Papa Gruff. Is he quite well? You're that meddlesome adventurer. Ahem. Rather, I see tidings of my humble performance have reached even your ears, good madam. Please, honor me with your presence as my guest of honor. Without further ado, I shall summon a fell beast before your very eyes. I only hope you've brought a change of small clothes. A monster? It'll take more than a magician's cantrip to scare me. I don't like the look of that smile. Look here, my dear thrill-seekers. Here lies an ordinary pumpkin. Or is it? Take care not to blink, for any moment of distraction may well be your last. Sure. A doggo? Grrr. Oh, the terror! These bloodthirsty eyes, those razor-sharp fangs. Flee if you dare, but this hellhound will chase you to the ends of the earth to have its ounce of flesh. And I would know, considering the scars wrath upon my backside. Imagine each and every pumpkin adoring this fair city, transformed into such a thing. Why, dread would prey upon Gridania to the last ilm, if I made it so, a veritable banquet of chaos. When she said he was failing, I thought she meant the other way. Bloody brilliant! You drew us in all the talk of monsters, only to dash our expectations with an adorable pup. I admit, some confusion at first, but now I see you are a clown among clowns. I don't think that was his intent. Not a single blood-curdling scream, but a smile is not a complete failure, I suppose. Ah, my pumpkin-headed master asked you to help me. Well, allow me to peel back the curtain, as they say. Considering our previous acquaintance, this hardly bears repeating, but my true form is that of a void scent. Yep, we discussed this. My, not even a grimace. Well, I suppose it would be inconvenient if you ran away screaming after every sideways glance in my direction. Now, for the better of this furry abomination. Frightened enough to tickle, but not scar, is the agreement that binds me to my master. I don't need to be told twice that summoning any kind would be in gross violation of that covenant. So, remembering the deceptively winsome countenance of this vicious hellhound, I thought it would strike the perfect balance between horrifying and heartwarming. That is, under a child at an earlier show burst into tears at the pup's appearance. Now, I've seen a man react with a hearty laugh at the exact same dog, with nary a trace of fear in his voice. The difference is vexing. Tell me, is the puppy something to be feared or cuddled? Feared by children and cuddled by adults, but sometimes the opposite. Depends, what frightens one may make another smile. Do you jest? You mean to say your kind's definition of terror differs from person to person? I admit, this does explain the sheer contrast in reactions I've observed so far, and it does place me between a rock and a hellish, soul-rending place. If my task was simply a matter of bringing people to fearful tears, the ground beneath you would already be soaking though. How in the hell's God-good name does one frighten to tickle? Ah, but you, with your delicate sensibilities, can teach me to mix dread and delight into a charmingly chilling concoction. Let us begin at once. I guess. Let's get to it, eh? First, we need to find person to scare, but not scar. Your kind seems to gravitate towards the pumpkins we've placed throughout the city, which creates the perfect opportunity for mild mischief. One of our displays should be just over the hill, and another is near the Lancers Guild. Your job is to tell me what to transform the pumpkins into once we find suitable test subjects. Let's see how well you tickle. Papa Gruff is not accompanying you, and work our following mechanics. Yeah. Okay, let's check this first one. Should be right here. Let's see, there you are. Off-duty sergeant. An All Saints Wake performance. Very well, but I face slave-slaving monsters almost daily, so it will take something quite fantastic to make me flinch. Oh, I can make him flinch so hard his heart would burst in his chest. But that's neither here nor there. What type of ghoul would be suitable? Give him the ghastliest ghoul you can muster. Something middle-of-the-road scary. A small, uncanny thing. I don't know. Sure, let's go all in. Well, if you say so, allow me to oblige. Hey, gods! That gave me quite a fright. I only hope never face such monstrosity on one of my patrols. Else my final act might be to soil my breeches. Well played, well played. Yeah, he's a battle-hardened veteran, so You would expect him to be able to take a little bit. Anyway, let's head on over to the Lanterns Guild and do the next one. And then the next one is right here. Cowering Boy. These decorations are so scary. You're not here to trick me, are you? That one is ripe for the picking. Forget I said anything. So, what type of ghoul do you suggest? The most appalling abomination you can conceive of. I don't skip on the ooze. The hellhound ate my homework levels of dread. Nothing spooky, pardon me. Spooky. Spoopy. Yes, spoopy. If you really think so. Eek! Huh? Hello. You know, when you look at it, it's actually kind of cute. The puff of smoke was a little scary, though. I think I'm beginning to understand. If a fright doesn't kill your kind, it'd actually be somewhat pleasant. I believe I'm ready to take on the proverbial stab at it. Come. There should be more pumpkins around Apaku Falls. You gonna go meet Ymithra? Let's see. Gotta run all the way around here. Oh wait, no, Ymithra's not there anymore because I finished the summoning quest. Or the summoner quest line, I think. Anyway, let's see where this next pumpkin is. Oh no, Ymithra's still there. Then where are we supposed to go? Right there. Uncowed girl. Don't tell me you're supposed to send a chill down my spine. Clowns are for babies. For babies, are they? I'll make this last wish she was back in her mother's womb, bruh. You there, little girl. Look well upon this pumpkin. A monster! What impressive magic! My heart won't stop pounding. Damn, Ma will have a fright of their life when I tell them I saw a real, honest-to-God's monster. I can't wait to tell them. I'll think twice before I insult a clown again. Thank you for the thrills. I think she's a special case. Did she say thank you? I scare her near out of her shoes and she thanks me? Can't say I've experienced that before. I dare say I even enjoyed it. Yes, now is the time to capitalize upon this newfound tickling skill of mine. Let us visit the display near the Whistling Miller next. Sure. And where's that? Oh, okay, right, the mill. I've gone there a couple times to buy some wheat from the vendor. Not wheat, flour. Anyway, who are we talking to here? Startled a botanist. Good day to you, young lady. Might you join me in celebration of the joyous occasion that is All Saints' Wake? Celebrate? This is the last thing on my mind. Please, go and bother someone else with this ghoulish makeup. Oh my, aren't you in a fright? And not the good kind, either. What happened, lass? Papa Gruff is here to help. You'll really help? Well, I could certainly do worse than a clown. I've come from the great growery. Although, fled from is probably more appropriate. I was tilling the fields, like always, when I heard a frightful voice from behind me. I turned around to meet it, and came face to face with the foulest monster I've ever seen. When I regained my senses, I was here, my throat hoarse from screaming. No power in the realm could persuade me to return. Not while the horror wanders unchecked. I guess we better go check it out then. Sounds a bit odd to be in the middle of Gridania. A monster? But we haven't visited the growery yet. What could it have been, do you think? Maybe one of the transformed pumpkins from earlier? We might have a real demon on our hands. You may very well be right. Those illusions I summoned are no more capable of free movement than the pumpkins they sprang from. Yes, no doubt there are void scent running amok. Here I am, tying myself into knots trying to learn the subtleties of spookery, while some uncouth brute goes rampaging through the Twelveswood with nary a thought towards artistry. If we forgive such behavior, our effort to find glee in terror will have been for naught. Tremble in fear no longer, lass. We shall investigate the matter. Truly? You're the first people to believe my claims, and more than seasonal mischief. Oh, I knew Father was wrong when he said all clowns were villains. Thank you. Again, those words ring strangely in my ears. However, 'tis not an entirely unpleasant sensation. I know this wasn't why you were sent to assist me, but there's no telling how many of my kind we may find. A single clown can only achieve so much. So would you lend me your aid in case the situation gets undesirably bloody? Sure, I'm very good at causing things to get bloody. Oh wait, you went it the other way? Thank you. Look at me, expressing gratitude, and to one of your kind no less. Well, no matter. Let us depart to the Great Loam Growery and settle this. The frightful thing stuck up on me at the Great Loam Growery. I fear it will be just some time yet until I can work up the courage to return. Okay, let's head on over to the botanist area. The growery. Oh, right down there? Yep. Take a shortcut. I don't think I've ever actually been down here. Maybe I did for like the botanist guild. The botanist quest. Oops, no, I want to talk to Papa Gruff first. I see nothing out of the ordinary here, but I know they are close. Our roguish quarry is close, doubtless lying in wait somewhere to catch us unawares. Once they show themselves, don't indulge them with anything but a face of stony indifference. Figure yourself. Whew. Oh, come on. As I thought, a fellow void sent. And what, pray tell, are you doing here? A brother of the void? Then you know why I'm here, for the night of devilry. Once we were free to cruise, creep, and caper, guided by the great pumpkin-headed archfiend. For too long we have been denied our demonic rights, and it is I who shall reinstate our grandest event. Yes, the age of the Great Gourd shall give way to the era of the Great Pot. Even now, my allies lie in wait throughout the city, ready to usher in the night of devilry. You must join us, brother. Join us as we rise again. No. Ooh, character development. But why? Even if I wanted to, my covenant prevents me from engaging in the wanton vileness you propose. Regardless, I have no desire to join you for some cheap jaunt through the city with only a few startled mortals to show for it. Such indelicate devilry would only result in our swift and total annihilation. Ha! Spoken like a true coward. Don't tell me you're frightened of some sharpened sticks and clumsy clubs. Oh, but I am frightened, as you too would be, had you tasted the full brunt of my master's fury. Perhaps you may yet, if you continue to insist upon this foolish course. I have learned how to blend in with the people here and extract terror in such a way that does not tempt retaliation. Your plan would bring but a single night of debauchery. Learn how to cohabit, however, and our collective revelry can last forevermore. Traitor! Then my minions and I will devour you and your butchered bun of a friend. Excuse me? A buttered bun. I'm not buttery. Uh-oh. That head! The Great Gourd? Looks so goofy. Naughty children ill deserve to join in the festivities. They should be happy as decorations to serve as an example for any who would follow in their footsteps. Uh-oh. My lady! How pleasant is it to see you. Dare I ask why you grace us with your presence? I caught wind of a void scent disturbance and came here to investigate. When I heard your voice, I knew something was afoot. I must say, I'm quite pleased to see the merit in my approach to All Saints' Wake. Yet something must be done about the other beasts that have crept into the city. Let us give them the same treatment and continue enjoying this unhallowed season on our own terms. Get wrecked. That wrench reminded me of myself long ago. But a twist of fate, I may even now be adorning the streets of Gridania by your side. With your help, rounding up our reckless kin should prove to be a simple matter. Let us make this All Saints' Wake an occasion to remember for those who dwell in the light and shadow alike. If you sight any errant ghoul, perform the spell I demonstrated earlier. In doing so, we shall convince the residents of Gridania that the source of their supposed nightmares was naught but the cluster of mundane pumpkins. This wand possesses the transformative power you require. Simply swing it about in a grandiose manner and point it at your target. Once the charms have been cast, I shall collect the pumpkins. I understand they're quite delicious when baked in pie. That's a bit morbid. You have learned the emote All Saints Charm. Well, that was the first step. Let's talk to Papa Gruff and do the next quest. A charmed life. Papa Gruff is eager to rid Gridania of his wicked brethren. Just when I was getting the hang of being the life of the party instead of the death of it. Let's wrap this up quickly, lest this year's All Saints Week be remembered as a disaster. I sense something sinister lurking deeper in these fields, as well as a trail heading to the east, perhaps towards the market or the Lancers Guild. Splitting up will be the easiest way to end this quickly. I'll escort the botanist from earlier back here and deal with whatever still haunts the growery. I shall use the opportunity to convince her that what she witnessed before was nothing more than an overzealous pumpkin. That should put her heart at ease. I will leave the rest of Gridania to you. Once the void scent have been verily vegetated. Meet me in the MK Amphitheater so we can deliver my master news of our success. Now, let the show begin. Whatever you say. Now, where do we need to go first? Okay, looks like we got 3 spots. Let's start off at the Lancers Guild, and then we'll work our way south. Okay, right over here. Oh boy, this guy looks a bit, dangerous. Monsters have invaded the city. Nope, just a pumpkin. The Wood Whalers and the Void Scent are locked in tense standoff. Flick your wand and use All Saints Charm to lighten the mood. Okay, let me put that on my hotbar real quick. There it is. Swish and flick. A pumpkin? Wait, this is all part of All Saints Week festivities, isn't it? Yeah, that's exactly what it is. I must say, that made my heart skip a beat. If this is what adorns the streets, I cannot wait to see what the main stage has in store. Alright, let's head on over to the next one. Over at the market. Oh, there's a shifty void scent and a perturbed citizen. What? What is this awful thing? No force can rival that of terror, and upon terror we feast. Use All Saints Charm. What? It was just a pumpkin? I knew the Wood Whalers wouldn't let such a wicked thing into the city. I've never seen such a feast of an illusion before. If the rest of All Saints Week is as entertaining, I'd best go and find the main event. We'll head over to the MK Amphitheater. I'm sure there's a lot of fun over there. Oh, right, let's go take out the third one. Looks like it's over by the collectible appraiser. Let's see, where are you? There it is. Shuckling Void Scent and Flustered Girl. If I don't look, it'll go away. Oh. Use All Saints Charm, yep. What? It was a pumpkin this whole time? I can't believe I fell for that. But now that I know it was just a trick, I'd like to see it again. You have turned all the prowling void scent into harmless pumpkins. Papa Gruff awaits you at the MK Amphitheater to hear tidings of your success. Alright, let's head back to the MK Amphitheater and wrap this up, right? Or is there gonna be a little bit more? Looks like it's not quite the end, but we should be mostly done. Can't imagine there's much more to do. Alright, Papa Gruff and her gourdiness. You are returned, and that means Gridania is free of mischievous void scent. Hehe, let's hear what Papa Gruff has to say. There you are. I took care of the void scent still haunting the Great Loam Growery. Did your hunt go as smoothly? Good. Now we can safely say that the only frights in store from the citizens of Gridania are the decidedly entertaining variety. I took the liberty of gathering the pumpkins you created. Their punishment will not be eternal, but they can stand to remain in their current form for the duration of the festivities. It is the least they can do to repentance. There you are, my fearless clown. Thank you for reassuring me. I had worried I might have to retire from my position at the Great Loam Growery and seek less haunted climates. As the master of the Botanist Guild, allow me to extend my personal thanks for helping my gifted pupil avoid such a decision. It would have been a grievous loss to us all. Oh, it was no trouble at all. In fact, I should thank you for being such an exemplary audience. A true entertainer brings his all to every stage, be it a grand amphitheater or a cozy vegetable patch. I only hope you were half as thrilled as I was. That scary, whatever it looked was so real. I never could have guessed it was just a garden variety pumpkin. Truly, I feel privileged to have seen Master of Illusion at his craft. As do I. Would that every day were so filled with surprises. As a token of our thanks, we've made some pumpkin cookies from our most recent crop. Please enjoy them in good health. I do believe I can get used to this being thanked thing. Well, since you've gone through the trouble, I'd best eat them before they've cooled. To my great health. This is delicious! Okay. This flavor, I've never tasted anything like it. These cookies' ether is tinged with something. I can't quite pin it down. It's bold, but not overpowering. Is this the taste of gratitude? Oh, how much of my life have I've wasted only supping on terror, when all things, a whole world of flavors was left neglected. I'm not entirely sure what you mean, but I shall consider your words a compliment nonetheless. Those cookies are but a small token of my appreciation. I only wish I could give more. You mean I could potentially receive more gifts if performing my act will get me more baked delights? I'd better get to work straight away. Why, this is shaping up to be quite the All Saints' Wake indeed. I could have not have imagined a better day of celebration for all. Our success here is in no small part thanks to you, well, of course. As I believe that Papa Gruff now has matters well in hand, I shall return to my manor. Pray visit if you are so inclined. Yes, before I forget, do apprise that troublesome investigator of what has transpired here. Maybe he will finally cast his prying eyes elsewhere. Sure, I can do that. You really enjoyed those cookies, didn't you? I'll make another batch as soon as I can. Truth be told, I didn't think this plan for a harmonious All Saints' Wake would ever work, but I'm glad to be proven wrong. Alright, let's go and talk to the investigator and wrap things up. What a fantastic yarn! Monsters plotting against monsters, all to make us happy? I admit, I find your story hard to swallow, but I also see no reason why a fellow guild member would lie. Very well, I shall take your tale at face value and consider these to be glad tidings indeed. However, I cannot help but wonder if this was all an elaborate ruse. They knew we were watching them, and that may have compelled them to put on a show of charity. After all, a monster cannot change its skin overnight. I shall continue to keep a close eye on their activities from afar. I thank you for everything you've done, and hope against hope that evil has been laid to rest.